All right, gentlemen, thank you very much for joining us here at Metropolitan again. We are all excited for your upcoming, event at the Banc Sabadell to discuss how North Americans can and should be investing in Spain, the ins and outs, the tricks, how you can help them out. Can you do me a favor? Can you introduce yourselves very quickly to our audience here at the Metropolitan? But we're going live. Why don't you start off, Mo, with your little bit of background on yourself?
Yeah, thank you for having us, Victor. My name is Mo Butt. I am the Barcelona office director for Lucas Fox International Properties. We are one of the leading luxury real estate agencies in Spain, with Barcelona being the sort of main hub and the headquarters for the organization. And we've been in the market space now for 20 years or so. So, yeah, we've got a pretty good understanding and handle on the luxury and prime market. And I oversee the commercial operations here for Barcelona.
Excellent. All right, Shane, for the people who don't remember you or haven't had a chance to see you, let us know who you are.
My name's Shane Clark. I'm the president of Euro American Financial Advisors. We kind of give it away in the name. We're designed to be kind of your one-stop shop for investment advice and financial planning for Americans living in Spain. We do have clients in other countries kind of around the Mediterranean, but we really tried to set up a business really with Americans in Spain in mind.
Okay. And how long have you been working here?
We started this business around 3 years ago, but we also have a sister firm in the US, International Asset Management, which has been operating for 22 years, doing the same thing. We have clients in 35 countries, and it's run by my partner, Tom Zakister.
All right. Well, what is the main reason, Mo, that people start off thinking about buying their beautiful property here in Spain, and what brings them here? And what is that process like?
Yeah, I think what we found, and typically the feedback from the North American clients, is Barcelona in the last, I would say, 2 to 3 years has definitely developed its name as a bit of a tech hub, a European tech hub. And there's a lot of US American companies, tech companies, sort of looking at basing their European sort of headquarters, if you like, out of Barcelona, the Aroba 22 district. So Amazon, Microsoft, for example, these guys are here now. A lot of people are relocating. So initially, that's the main, I would say, driver for people looking to relocate to Barcelona. And you always tend to get a bit of, let's say, inbound inquiry or fluctuations whenever there's an election year. So we expect, obviously, quite a bit of movement coming from the States. And then you also get people looking for the golden visa scheme, which obviously is still in play in Spain at the moment, which makes for a pretty attractive investment. So those are the two main sort of drivers, I would think, either relocation for work purposes or people looking at being able to sort of travel throughout the Schengen zone for a relatively low amount in terms of the investment and have a bolt hole in Spain as well.
All right. And so how does the process differ from people who are used to buying homes in the US or in Canada? Is it the same here in Spain?
No, it's pretty different, actually. So I think in the US, there's this sort of process of the MLS system, if you like, where brokers have access to all of the listings on the market. And that's where it kind of differs in Spain. So we tend to work with a property, but in exclusive or non-exclusive, which means that, for example, if I have the exclusivity on that property, then another agency can't work with it. So typically we'll get this quite a common request from American buyers who make an inquiry, or they'll see something online and expect us to be able to view that property with Lucas Fox. And if that is with another agency, that's where it can get a bit complicated. So we will always try and work in an exclusive manner with the property owner, with the best properties that are on the market, to be able to sort of facilitate that purchase process with American clients. So there's no sort of MLS system per se where everyone's got access to the same product. So that's kind of one of the main differences between Spain and the US.
And does that exclusivity factor, does that make things difficult or frustrate transactions here?
Typically, if you're a big enough agency like ourselves, you tend to have the best product on the market anyway. And we're pretty selective in regards to the product that we want to bring on the portfolio, just to protect the brand. Obviously, first and foremost, we're a luxury agency, and we have a pretty good feel for the market and in terms of what sells, what the client's sort of demand and appetite is. So maybe I'm a little bit biased, but I think we've got the best products on the market, which generally caters for the needs and what clients are looking to buy. So I don't think people get frustrated by us not having it. And if it's in a non-exclusive and we haven't got it listed, then we're pretty good at being able to reach out to the owners. We've got a good enough name and reputation in the market to be able to get a viewing or to be able to get the client around the property if they really want to see just that specific property.
Okay. And how about the issue of financing? I know that I've heard of people trying to get a loan out here or being afraid of trying to get a mortgage. And I don't really know what the real answer is. Can you shine some light on that?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I think the Spanish banks are extremely open to giving foreign lending. There's no real restrictions in regards to foreigners, just wherever they're basically from, being able to get financing. I think the only real difference with someone being tax resident here in Spain or being tax resident overseas is maybe more the amount of money that you can borrow. So the loan to value amount is something that would differ. And then depending on the bank, there is something regarding if your principal income is not earned in euros. So for example, if you're coming from the States and your principal income is earned in dollars, then again, that might affect the amount of money that you can borrow, just as the banks sort of want to hedge their risk against any currency fluctuations. But in terms of the ease of getting the financing or the interest rates or the documentation that's required, that's more or less exactly the same whether you're a tax resident here or overseas. So yeah, I think that's sort of been one of the main drivers of so much international demand coming into Spain, that the Spanish banks have made it pretty easy to be able to access relatively low lending rates in the last 3 to 4 years.
And is that the service that Lucas Fox helps people find the best rates for a mortgage?
Yeah, we tend to work with sort of 2 or 3 mortgage brokers that we know are just pretty well established in the market, have got good contacts with the main primary players in the banking industry, and that obviously speak a number of different languages. So there's no issue with sort of a language barrier or anything like that. And they're just used to dealing with high net worth clients and servicing those clients to the best of their ability. So yeah, we work with a couple of different brokers that we always recommend the clients work with. Obviously, every client's free to take any independent advice if they wish to do so. But it just always helps if you're working with a party that is working in a similar format and used to working in a way that you're accustomed to both here and in their home country as well.
Okay. Well, talking about high net worth individuals and people who are, I guess, capable of buying a second home or a beautiful home here in Europe, can you expand a little bit, Shane, on what you were talking about earlier on what Euro American Financial Advisors does?
Sure. Yeah, I think if you're looking to move, to the area, or if you've lived in Barcelona for years, you're probably aware that as an American, at least, there's a lot more complications involved with your finances than there were in the US before you left, or if you're from a different country already living in Barcelona. So we've got this citizen-based taxation in the US. Without getting too much into the details here, it's just a preview for our event next Tuesday. But you do have to file a tax return both in the US and in Spain every year, and that creates a lot of complications. So what we did is we set up this company, Euro American Financial Advisors, to help Americans navigate the cross-border issues in taxes, in real estate, in investment markets. And we provide directly advice on how to manage their retirement accounts, their brokerage accounts, and then creating a financial plan, which looks at their overall situation, how their real estate might fit into that picture, how their insurance might fit in, and then project everything into the future to see where they're going to be at in retirement, or if you're already retired, where you're going to be in the next 20 years.
All right. So if you're someone who is considering buying a home in Spain or in Barcelona, what's the best way to work with you?
Yeah, I think, whenever you look at an investment property, that should be included in a financial plan. So we should look at, what the return is going to be on that investment property versus if you invested in a real estate investment trust, for example, or something in a publicly traded market that would have more liquidity. So we can compare cash flows. We can look at some of the risks involved of both scenarios, and then look at how that fits into your overall kind of investment portfolio.
All right. And if I have a number of different assets and working in different asset classes, do you then review the risk and rewards of the direct investment in real estate versus in a fund?
Yeah, absolutely. That's absolutely something we do. We can do that as part of the financial plan, looking at your individual asset that you're buying. Mo can help you on that side specifically. And then typically we work with someone like Mo, or we work with a tax attorney to make sure everything makes sense kind of across the spectrum of the financial picture. But then we also look at how that would compare in terms of risk reward, losing some liquidity, having all of your eggs in one basket, so to speak, in one property versus being diversified in different funds in real estate. And we just kind of review the whole thing and put together an investment proposal for you.
Okay. And then I'm not sure if this is for you or for Mo. The issue of escrow is very common, very understood in, I think, US and Canada. Does it work the same here?
For the purchase process, in principle, no. I mean, as Shane mentioned, we'll get more into the detail at the event next week. But to give a short insight, in principle, the way that it works is that when you are looking at making an offer, in order for us to present the buying party's offer to the sellers, normally we request a 1% good faith deposit sent to the Lucas Fox account. So that is held in our escrow. And then if there is a price agreement and we're looking at going ahead, then the ARAS amount, which is typically a 10% down payment, that goes directly to the seller. And I suppose that's the point that always raises a lot of questions from US buyers, because obviously it works very, very differently in the States. So I think a lot of it depends on, yes, you can put the money in an escrow, you can hold the money in a notary account. But typically the normal process is the 10% will go directly to the selling party. And that's the normal process across Spain.
Okay. We always need a lot of help, because buying a home is often, I guess, the biggest purchase that a person or a family makes. And it really helps to have experts that are guiding people in this process. Is there anything else that you want to share now, or do you want to keep some of this love and more information that people need to come and see you at the event?
Shane, I think that one's for you.
Yeah, I would say it's just a teaser. Come out Tuesday night. I think we're going to have some details on LinkedIn about how to sign up, get your tickets. Come to the event. We'll also be presenting on kind of the legal side of things, looking at how to get a golden visa. We'll go much more in details on the real estate side, and then how that fits into your overall investment portfolio. We're excited.
Okay. Who else is going to be presenting on Tuesday?
Myself, Mo, and Anna from Cleven Vera.
Anna Klevsova from Cleven Vera. Okay. Yeah, we've worked with her. She's fantastic. So definitely a huge support and big add to have Anna on your team there. All righty. Well, I don't really have any other questions for now, unless you want to share something. But we look forward to seeing you on Tuesday at 18:30, so 6:30 p.m. at the Banc Sabadell at the Hub. What is that? It's number 456, I believe, on Diagonal. And if you have any other questions, don't hesitate. Mo's going to be there. Shane's going to be there. Anna Klevsova. I imagine they also have the representatives from Banc Sabadell will also be there. Roger and
David.
Sometimes David Hernandez is usually there as well. So reach out Euro American advisors, or Lucas Fox. These are the excellent people that we're working with here in Barcelona, and I look forward to seeing you guys there.
Likewise,
Thanks,
we look forward to it.
Anything else?
Cheers.
All right.
Well,
Thanks, guys. Have a great evening, and I will see you soon.
You too. Thank you very much, guys.
Thanks, guys. Bye.
All righty.